Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. You're not stuck because you lack talent. Oh no, you're brimming with potential. You're stuck because you're caught in repeating patterns, spinning in circles of the same thoughts, the same actions, the same doubts, and then wondering why nothing changes. But here's the electrifying truth. The moment you shatter those patterns, everything shifts. Your habits ignite, your confidence soars, and your future bursts open like a supernova. If you don't act, though, you'll stay trapped in a life that never truly begins. This is your moment, your chance to break free and seize the destiny that's been waiting for you. In just a few heart-pounding minutes, you'll uncover how to snap the chains secretly holding your future hostage. Picture this. You're living in loops you didn't even choose. You wake up, grab the same coffee, mutter the same complaints, and relive the same day, again and again and again. These patterns aren't born from your bold vision. They're the offspring of convenience, of survival, not of your greatness. And the longer you stay trapped, the tighter the walls of your potential close in. The Bible thunders, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Romans 12:2. That's no gentle nudge. That's a divine battle cry. The world wants you cycling in monotony. Heaven demands your growth. Patterns are sneaky, subtle saboteurs. No alarm blares when you slip into repetition. But that's the trap. Life turns predictable. Predictability breeds comfort, and comfort locks you in captivity. It's the sneakiest form of failure, cloaked as normal. To break out, open your eyes wide. Spot those invisible routines steering your results. Grab a pen, write them down, audit them like a detective, and replace them, one by one, with habits aimed at your vision, not just another lap around the same tired track. Take Abraham Lincoln. Failed in business, lost elections, battled a nervous breakdown. Many pegged him for mediocrity, but he grabbed the script of his life and rewrote it. He studied relentlessly, mastered law, honed his oratory like a sword. He smashed his patterns, and in doing so, reshaped a nation's fate. Here's the kicker. The patterns you tolerate become the limits you obey. The moment you pledge loyalty to a routine, it carves your identity, seeps into your words, steers your habits, and redraws your beliefs. It's not just what you do, it's who you become. Your mind, that brilliant tool, settles into grooves like a cartwheel on a dirt path. Soon the path picks your direction, and you call it life without a fight. An ancient proverb roars truth across centuries, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Not as you hope or wish, but as you think. Your thoughts aren't idle. They're architects, designing your decisions, coloring your perceptions, ruling your growth. Cling to fear, mediocrity, or victimhood, and your life builds to match that blueprint. Freedom isn't just unshackled wrists, it's the power to choose. If you don't challenge your default patterns, your freedom's a mirage, a trick for a traveler stuck in the desert. What you call personality might just be a rehearsed routine, muscle memory for the soul. The deadliest phrase, "This is just how I am," that line chains more spirits than iron ever could. By buying that excuse, you hand over your power to change, you abdicate your throne, you surrender dominion over yourself. The truth hits hard. Nothing binds you tighter than believing you can't be different. Rise up, become a challenger of comfort. Don't just act with intention. Intentionality cracks patterns, stirs friction where ease once ruled, and in that friction, transformation ignites. Wake earlier than your laziness craves. Declare war on inertia. Choose to read over gossip, create over complaining. Break the silent contracts that once ran your day. This isn't about overnight revolution. It's about disruption, injecting resistance where you once drifted mindlessly. Growth doesn't bloom in peace. It erupts from pressure. Train your mind like a wild horse, or it'll gallop back to base instincts. Look at Benjamin Franklin, young, chaotic, but he rebelled against disorder. He forged a system, 13 virtues, a daily journal, a deliberate schedule. He made himself his own experiment, and through that structure became a giant of thought. He didn't wait for change, he authored it. A universal law blazes bright. What you permit persists, but what you challenge weakens. Every great soul, man or woman, hit a point where they rejected the default, swapped ease for effort, comfort for consciousness, and broke the loop. Your mind will fight back, whining for the familiar, tempting you with the luxury of nothing. Don't listen. That voice isn't your friend. It's the old pattern, desperate to keep you small. Shout back with new commands, discipline, vision, identity. Not who you are now, but who you're becoming. Life isn't shaped by what hits you, but by what you habitually choose. That power to choose sets you free, right now, in your next breath, your next decision. The patterns you disrupt today forge the identity you'll wear tomorrow. In time, your life becomes living proof of your invisible choice to change. Now, hear this. Change starts the instant you've had enough. A silent scream echoes in every soul tired of being tired. It doesn't yell, but it presses heavy on your chest at night, greeting you before your feet hit the floor. That's not just exhaustion. It's the ache of potential denied, greatness delayed, whispering, you were meant for more. You feel it when days blur, dreams shrink to checklists, and the mirror shows a stranger. That's stagnation's sting. Change doesn't kick off with a strategy. It erupts from frustration, that raw breaking point where staying the same costs more than the fear of leaping. Ecclesiastes 3:1 booms, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Seasons don't wait for your schedule. They crash in when needed. Transformation strikes not when it's perfect, but when you roar, I can't do this anymore. Danger isn't failure. It's comfort in the wrong bed. People slog through hated jobs, cling to joyless bonds, repeat routines that sap their mornings, not by choice, but by surrender. Habit hypnotizes, and too many sleepwalk through unscripted lives. But everything flips when you shout, no more. That quiet decision unleashes a tidal wave of power. It doesn't erase obstacles. It lifts your spirit above them. Suddenly, the mountain you dreaded shrinks from the peak of your resolve. Your world hasn't shifted, but you have, and the world must follow. No grand plan needed. Start small. Clean one messy corner, wake 1 hour earlier. Pebbles spark avalanches. Motion fuels momentum, and your spirit thrives on action. Harriet Tubman, born in chains, faced a world branding her as property. Amid cruelty, she decided enough. She ran, not once, but again and again, risking all to free others. Her transformation didn't start with freedom. It began with resolve. Her legacy sprang from exhaustion turned to courage, not ease. That seed burns in you, not for escape, but for rebirth. Your life isn't a slow surrender. It's a revolution waiting to ignite. That tension, that longing, that quiet sadness isn't your foe. It's your soul's alarm clock, blaring to wake you. Answer it with action, with guts, with a fierce whisper. I won't continue like this. The first domino tumbles when you say enough, and your soul marches back to purpose. If you don't interrupt the pattern, it steals your destiny. What you do daily towers over what you do once in a while. It's not the spark of inspiration lighting your path. It's the steady flame. Repetition isn't dull. It's the sculptor of your character, carving your instincts, your beliefs, your fate. Every action casts a vote for who you'll become. Galatians 6:7 thunders, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's no mere saying. It's the law of habits. Sow chaos daily, and peace won't bloom. Plant procrastination, and excellence won't sprout. You can't seed thorns and reap roses. Your future isn't forged in mountaintop highs, but in the valley of tiny rituals, quiet choices, unseen moves, the true builders of your fate. The world cheers discipline, not drama. Persistence, not show. Change demands disruption. A jolt to wake the autopilot of your day. Plaster your goals where distractions lurk. Write, reflect, reshape your space. Let your environment be your wingman, not your warden. Your brain bows to cues. Switch the cue. Switch the move. If your room screams laziness, it cradles your slump. If it whispers clarity, intention, purpose, you'll leap to meet it. Thomas Edison, a boy dubbed too slow by teachers, could have bought the lie of mediocrity, but his mother sowed belief in his soul, and he watered it daily with action. Over 1,000 patents later, his light fills our homes, not by chance, but by relentless effort, showing up when failure knocked. You hold that power, not in far-off dreams, but in today's rituals. Don't wait for perfect. Start now, where you are, with what you've got. Your daily seeds grow your harvest. Choose them wisely, for destiny's no finish line. It's the direction of your repeated steps. Step forward, step daily, step with fire. Your future's watching. You can't build a new life with an old blueprint. A change without a mind shift is just a new view of the same mess. Pack your bags, cross the globe, swap jobs, trade friends. If your inner frame stays stale, the patterns replay. Your mindset's your shadow, and growth isn't about place, it's about belief. Matthew 9:17 proclaims, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, but they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. You can't pour a new reality into an old self. The container must match the dream. Crave transformation. Confront your assumptions. Who convinced you success isn't yours? Who sold you disciplines for others? Those aren't harmless thoughts. They're the lines of a faulty blueprint, steering every move. Think differently, daily. Be the architect of belief, raising limits, building with truth and possibility. Start with words. Don't speak as a captive of your past, but as the trailblazer of your future. Your words scaffold your next leap, then reshape your day. Align habits with your horizon, not your history. Wake with purpose. Journal your vision. Study the person you'll become. Forge rituals for your new self, not the one you're shedding. Booker T. Washington, born in slavery, inherited chains and silence, but he rejected that blueprint, chose education, grit, and brick by brick, built the Tuskegee Institute. He mentored generations, not by luck, but by crafting a mind to hold his vision. New outcomes need new plans. Swap inherited limits for bold affirmations. Upgrade your inner system to match the life you chase. The future's not barred by walls. It's delayed by your blueprints. Tear them down. Design with conviction. When your mind grows, the world races to catch up. Excuses are the language of the pattern. Every "I can't" lays another brick in your wall of stuck. They're sly, dressed in logic's suit. I can't afford it. No time. Not me. They feel safe, shielding you from discomfort, but they're not guards, they're cages. Romans 1:20 slaps us awake. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, so that they are without excuse. If stars obey, tides roll, trees bear fruit, why not you? Excuses root in fear, not lack. Fear disguised as wisdom or humility, tricking you to stay put. They stall your moves, sap your confidence, dim your God-given vision, jailing your potential. Flip the script. Trade "I can't" for "how can I?" Swap "I'll try later" for "I'll start now." Ditch "I'm not ready" for "I'm willing to leap." Words aren't noise, they're seeds. Sow defeat, reap despair. Sow action, reap progress. Refuse comfort as your guide. Growth craves resistance. Muscles bulk through strain. Character does too. Every disciplined step cracks excuses' grip. Every bold move mutes fear. George Washington Carver, born in slavery, denied school, raised in obscurity. Every reason to quit, yet he walked miles to learn, rose early to study, turned nature into his lab, revolutionizing the South with peanuts and sweet potatoes. He didn't wait for ease. He made it possible, not with access, but resolve. He didn't let "I can't" write his tale. You hold that pen too. You're not too late, too broken, too behind. Start now, where you are without excuse. Let progress shout louder than your past. Faith outmuscle fear. Write your next chapter in courage, not comfort. Faith is the weapon that shatters the cycle. Chains don't fall with time. They crack when you refuse to wear them. Faith isn't a quiet wish. It's a fierce rebellion against limits, a chase for what could be. Hebrews 11:1 cuts deep. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Evidence, not guesswork. A rock-solid stand on an unseen base. You're not stuck for lack of tools, but for lack of belief that what you've got is enough. Faith isn't passive, waiting with crossed fingers. It's motion without a map. You don't need clarity, just courage. Step into the fog, trusting solid ground awaits. Start where you are with what you have. Say what you mean. Do what you can. Believe your effort counts. Jim Thorpe, a Native American born to poverty in the 1800s, orphaned, mocked, marginalized, every excuse to fold. At the 1912 Olympics, his shoes stolen, he dug through trash, found mismatched pairs, stuffed a sock in one, and won gold. He didn't wait for perfect. He acted despite the mess, shattering records and expectations. That power's in you. Tools may be rough, your start uneven, but faith trumps certainty. Don't wait. Move, stretch, speak, act. The cycle holds until faith blasts it apart. Change your assumptions, not your hunt for guarantees. Speak like the future's listening. Move like destiny's watching. Live like your next choice tips the scale. You weren't made to stay caged. Break the cycle. Rewrite the end. Grab the pen with daring faith. Your environment mirrors what you allow. Your room, your schedule, your friends, they're not just scenery, they're reflections of what you tolerate, value, expect. A messy desk echoes a cluttered mind. A wild calendar shows muddled priorities. Toxic ties drain your fire. Psalm 1:1 declares, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." It's not just about sin, it's influence. Your company sets your climate shapes your core. No seed grows in bad soil. No soul rises in the wrong scene. Want growth? Design it, prune, cut, rearrange. Audit your life. Who lifts you up? Who cozies up to excuses?
If mediocrity fills your circle, your standards sink. If gossip clogs your talks, clarity flees.
Reshape your world. Carve space for solitude where wisdom roars. Make room for reading, reflection, chats that stretch you, not soothe. Build your day like an architect, not a pawn. Your calendar's your blueprint. Fill it with focus. Seek people tuned to your dream who challenge your slack, not clap for it. Andrew Carnegie, born poor in Scotland, didn't inherit wealth but hunted a mindset. He chased books, mentors, builders, sowed elevation, not ease. His soil grew a legacy, not just riches. You can't pick your start, but you own your build. If your space whispers excuses, tweak it till it yells purpose. If friends sap you, edit your crew. Not cruelty, but clarity. Fill your life with focus, order, visionaries. It'll echo back growth. Redesign your world, and the impossible turns inevitable. Discipline's your daily door. Not punishment, but preparation. Not a clamp, but a guide. It sharpens raw desire to slice through resistance, bridging who you are to who you're born to be. Proverbs 13:4 stabs true. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Dreams without discipline are mirages. Desire without grit breeds regret. You must do, and do steady. Discipline splits amateurs from masters, vision from victory. Many crave change, few pay in sweat, time, sacrifice. Build anchors, non-negotiables to steady your storm. Set your wake time, guard reading hours, track cash, journal gratitude. These aren't weights, they're tools, building a fortress of focus. Discipline's goal isn't perfection, it's alignment, crafting a life for your highest aims. Wake with intent, act with purpose, end with reflection, make time, serve your goals, not steal your potential. James J. Hill, born modest, no scholar, built the Great Northern Railway. He taught himself logistics, finance, more, read fiercely, acted smart. His empire rose not on luck, but decades of quiet focus. Discipline handed him the key. What could it give you? Don't wait for motivation's breeze. Discipline acts when it's tough, writes when blank, trains when sore, saves when spending tempts. Progress beats impulse's thrill. What anchors guard your day? What habits shape your fate? You don't need more fire. You need repetition. Build in small, silent vows. Let discipline hone you, shape your hours, your horizon. The price pays off. Discipline gives more than it takes. Your destiny hinges on decision. Habits, mindset, legacy, all spark when you choose, not hope, not wish. Deuteronomy 30:19 commands, I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life. That's no hint. It's your sacred call to become. You're not here to drift, but to think will direct. Failure's not from lack of skill, but delayed choice, waiting for signs, nods, sure bets. Life's rarely perfect. Destiny doesn't linger. The path's there. Decide, then prove it. Every shift starts with a choice. Enough's enough. Average won't do. Fear won't rule. Choose values to anchor you, mentors to teach, direction to aim. Cut distractions. Clarity's not option overload, it's elimination. Clara Barton in Civil War chaos didn't wait for a role. She stepped in, hauled supplies, nursed soldiers, founded the American Red Cross. She carried conviction, not clearance, built a legacy saving millions. The world doesn't gift destiny. You claim it choice by choice. You're made in a creator's image. Hesitate and you lose steam, delay, and momentum fades. This moment's a door. Walk through or wait for a promise life won't keep. Decide to outgrow your past. Train your mind. Lead your feelings. Speak life to your future. You don't need time but resolve, not perfection, but the guts to move. All you crave flows from a choice you've dodged. Choose boldly. Choose now. Choose life. Your destiny's waiting. The power to transform burns in you now, not tomorrow, not when stars align. This moment holds the seed of all you'll be. Water it with fierce action. Feed it with steady grit. Watch it bloom into a life called extraordinary, but you'll know as your true self unleashed. Stand, decide, act, break the cycle, seize your fate, and let your life roar with purpose.